with Neptune in Aries retrograde, and Saturn in Aries is about to join her and go retrograde on the 12th of July, I'm going to be this feeling of coming around of like, what am I actually doing here? Am I building what's mine to build? Or am I building from a previous version of me that doesn't exist anymore? I think that all the routines, the content, the stuff like that you've been working on and stuff, or you think you've been working on, is going to read its head and be like, is this even what I really want anymore? I think Saturn and Neptune working together can feel a lot like that. When you're pushing forward and doing the things because you know that you have to do the work to move you forward. But then with it being foggy and having to take action and not have the clear path, you're like getting into this place where you've maybe went off path, or you've went somewhere because that was the version of you that thought that. Yeah. And then you get so deep into it that you're like, oh, well, I can't change now. But the thing is here, we have with Saturn and Neptune, we've got Uranus making a sextile to the both of them. And it's in Gemini. So you've got the planet of change and the planet of the mind and the communication. And that says to me that whatever Saturn and Neptune is wanting you to work on, is you need to remember that it's okay to change your mind. It's okay to pivot. It's okay to be curious and try new things. And this is something that I can definitely resonate with over the last wee while. Especially like I've created content, I've been doing this stuff, I've been building my business. And I'm like, oh, everything's changing, everything's evolving and doing different things. And I have definitely felt this over the last little while. And I think it's only going to get stronger as Uranus picks up more speed in Gemini, like probably next year once these planets are here for good. But I think over the last little while, during the preview, is I have definitely been feeling a lot of like, what am I actually doing here? Who am I building this for? Is it what I really want? And I think that Saturn and Neptune, Uranus and Pluto, there's definitely big shifts coming. And I think one of the things that you need to remember is that it's okay to change your mind, it's okay to pivot, and it's okay to do things outside the norm. Yeah? With it being Uranus. With Saturn and Neptune, because that's what this video was about. Stay on track, Jay. Neptune, when she is direct, can feel like the honeymoon phase of a relationship. So you've met this person, you want to spend all the time with them because they're so great. You romanticize this version of this person, that you build up this illusion, there's the fantasy comes in, all these things, but the boundaries are dissolving and you just see this person through rose-colored glasses. Then, when she goes retrograde, the glasses come off. You start to see things clearer. You start to see the cracks. You start to see where you've been deceived. You start to see what needs to change. And when she's in Aries, that's very much about your identity and the actions that you take. What are you fighting for? Have you been fighting for this illusion, this fantasy? Or is it something that's tangible and real? And with Saturn here, you have that grounded aspect. Yeah? Because he's the teacher. He's the hard lessons teacher. He wants you to, have the dreams, have all that stuff, but have you got the 6-month plan and the financial plan to back it up? Yeah? He wants you to have all that stuff in place when he's direct. When Saturn's retrograde, it's more about where have I let things slip? Looking back at the boundaries, looking back at the structure of things. Is what I'm doing really sustainable? Are you building something that can stand the test of time, that is truly yours and not some illusion, not some fantasy? Is what we're building truly ours? And if we're starting to feel resistance and we're starting to feel like we don't want to move and we don't want to change and we don't want to do all this stuff, you're going to get left behind and it's going to feel worse. Whereas when you work with this energy, you use this time to look back at the structures in your life, your business. You look back at where the boundaries have maybe dissolved a little bit and that they need to be tightened up. So you're going after something real. Yeah? Something real that is built to last. And I think a lot of the time as we go through and you're growing up and you have your parents' conditioning in there, then you have school conditioning, university conditioning, job conditioning, society's conditioning. And at the end of it, you're like, okay, who is even in here anymore? And I think that's what we're really starting to learn now. Who is the person that is underneath all this illusions and conditioning and everything? And then Uranus and Gemini is in the corner, like, listen, it's absolutely okay. We've got this. Let's change things. Let's change our mind. Let's pivot. Let's get curious on this little thing, this little idea that you had. Let's just spend a little bit of time there. Let's work on that. Then Neptune, when she's direct, is like romanticizing the idea. And Saturn's like, okay, if this is where we're going, that's okay. Let's try it. Let's do it. And Aries, it can sometimes be a little bit run ahead first. So remember to slow down, be cautious before you do it when Saturn's there. And then you go for it. Uranus is like, great, this new idea, this is a little bit rebellious. This is not sticking with the status quo. And Saturn and Neptune are helping. Neptune makes you want to do it, makes you want to romanticize it because it's new. Saturn, making sure you've got the structure, making sure you've got the boundaries. Pluto, making sure that you're stepping in and taking your power and rising with this, whatever it is. Not slipping into holding on to control of the old and the things that need to die away. One of the things to think about with these transits is, what do I actually want? And I've heard other astrologers saying this. What exactly am I doing here? Yeah? And it's okay to do things and move in a direction and then get to a point where you're just like, that was maybe not the right direction. Let's change it. Let's move it. Let's do something different. The pivot is okay. The curiosity to try new things is okay. The changing your mind, it's okay. But a lot of us get stuck in this mindset that we can't change our mind, that we can't pivot, that we have to keep moving. And when even we've chose this path, so we have to stick with it. And it's really not the case. And I think that's, if you're in that mindset that you chose your bed, you have to lie in it, then you're gonna feel things more difficult during this transit. Yeah. If you are more open-minded, if you are being curious, and if you are being okay with change, I think you'll thrive during this time. It's not going to feel like Uranus and Taurus. Uranus and Gemini is fast. Taurus was more about staying grounded. Gemini is an air sign. It's up in the air. It's your ideas. It's your mind. And I feel like if you're in that where you don't want to change your mind, or you're very, very stuck on stuck on the ideals that you've been conditioned to have throughout your life, that's going to be a more difficult transit for you. You have got this, like, when you find something or when you do it and you've got Neptune wanting to romanticize it, rose-colored glasses and all the things, and you're just taking action and hoping that it leads. The retrograde periods are where you look back and you see what's real, what can stay and what can go. Is it time to pivot? Is it time to change your mind? Is there fears that are making you give away your power and slip back into the illusion? Saturn's here to keep everything grounded, to make sure you're doing things practical, to make sure that you're doing all these things with structure, with boundaries and all that stuff. Don't let Neptune take over and dissolve every boundary, because when the reality hits, and it will, the retrograde periods will feel heavier, especially Neptune, because she lets you see through the rose-colored glasses then. You see the truth. So what is not yours to hold anymore? I know for me, I'm looking at a lot at my content. My content probably has been a little bit different in here and over there and all these things recently. And that's because I'm trying to see through the fog and trying to create something that's real, create something that's long lasting, create something that's sustainable. There's been times where I've been like, that content just isn't me. And I start again and then do something different. This video here, I was going to do a 12 sign forecast and I was like, nope, that's not the video. This video might only get one view. That's okay. Because then when I do the next video, it's another opportunity. Don't be so sold on the way you think things should be. Because things are changing. Things are changing. So when these planets are retrograde, use this time to make sure it's sustainable, to make sure it's long lasting, to make sure that you're not escaping into illusion and fantasy. Make sure you're building something real.